This one goes out to you. Country cool.
Hey guys, thanks so much for coming along with me. I am headed out to my alma mater, going to the University of Houston to take an exam. But first I'm going to have breakfast at a fabulous little hole in the wall. I'm going to take a certification exam for reading language arts, and then I'm going to take grades 7 through 12 in 2 weeks. And so yeah, I would really want to teach writing and reading. My goal right now, short term, is 4th grade writing teacher, then eventually move to high school. I really want to teach people the beauty of a semicolon and turn them on to the classics and the wonderful world of literature. That's going to be what I'm doing today, guys, so come along. Let's see. I'm not going to the university yet, I'm going to go eat. But I used to come out this way when my daughter was going to a cultural center out here during the summer. I had her at this place called not Mecca. They actually went to Mecca as well. I had her at this place called TBH, which stands for Talento Bilingüe de Houston. So they put on all kinds of cultural art, performing arts, visual art types of programs, and then they have a summer camp. Bring her. And then I would spend the day out here because at the time I still am enjoying my summers off as a teacher, and I was a paraprofessional then. So we would do all kinds of chess camps and out here discovering all kinds of things like shops and restaurants. I mean thrift shops. mostly thrift shops. Actually discovered a great little restaurant that's, come on people, it's good. They're famous for their tacos. Political pandering will definitely take place here. This place has been here probably 30 years. As you can see, it's just a very simple presentation here, but it doesn't matter. It's just amazing. So this one has the bean, egg, and potato. The other one I just ordered with potato, and this sauce is their homemade sauce. It's very, very hot. It's going to have a homemade tortilla, and they're going back. Great place. People from all walks of life. Yeah, no. Big part of what Houston's about. Thank you. All right, guys. That was a great meal. I had to eat it with a fork. Those tacos were so huge. After a couple of bites, especially the one with beans, started coming apart. Some places with skinny tacos. Really nice to have a nice big one. Now we're headed out to the main campus of the University of Houston. I'm going to take my TEA test for certification for this week. It's for the English Language Arts Reading Competency, so that I can teach reading and language arts as well. I like to have as many certifications as I can possibly get to do this in middle school, in elementary, 4th grade, and eventually high school, and then just kind of see which one I like, because I know I eventually want to teach English. I've always wanted to do that. I actually majored in English. That was one of the reasons. That was one of the main reasons why I took so long to graduate as well, is because I changed majors a couple of times. I wanted to be a nurse, and I'm not that good at science. It's not my forte. My son convinced me to switch majors. That's ironic, isn't it? But my son was already well into college when he was advising me on switching majors. And I'm glad I did, because I really honed my Spanish skills. I really learned about Spanish and literature. It's certainly not just the language. I hope you guys understand that. I know all you English majors out there may get a bit of it like, oh, don't you know how to speak English? Or maybe you don't. I don't know. But whenever I tell people that I majored in Spanish, I'll get a crazy question, which I consider kind of rude, because I think most people who ask it know that when you study a language or a foreign language, you're not just studying the language. As a matter of fact, I had to take other foreign languages. I had to take Italian. And of course, I learned all about literature and history and culture of the Spanish-speaking world. So it certainly entails much more than just the language. So as I was saying, to start with, I ramble, guys, sorry. But as I was saying about the English major, I have, I believe, about probably 25 credits in English already. And so I really have always enjoyed it, and I've been told by my professors that I write well and so forth. So I really wanted other people to hone their skills, because I remember a professor walking in, and this was a child abuse class. It was a great class from my psychology core. And she came in and she slammed the books down, and she said something to the effect, "I cannot believe the way you guys write. I just cannot believe that I'm teaching students in college and they don't know how to write." And then she complimented me on my writing later when I turned in a paper. She wrote down there a really nice note. So, but when she said that, that kind of stuck in my head, and it's so true. I mean, I've seen it with my students in the lower levels. I've seen it with high school students who cannot string a sentence together, who start sentences with "well," or start a sentence with "I think," or write the way they speak. The way I'm speaking to you now, with all of these oohs and ahs and ums and whatever, they almost put that in their writing, and it's just a real shame. And it's not only the students. I mean, I've worked with professional people that hold degrees and certificates and never bothered to really hone their writing skills. And you have to read the sentence twice to understand what they're saying. I hate driving downtown because there is a light at every intersection, and they all turn suddenly red. I don't have to come downtown. I actually have a center very close to my house, but I didn't like going to that center. It was very cold and uncomfortable. We were in such close proximity to the other students. Hear the other students answering their questions, the other test takers answering the questions, and it was just so annoying, threw my concentration off. So I vowed never to go back to that testing center again, not to mention the fact that that day it was in the dead of winter and it was freezing, absolutely freezing. And I asked the girl to adjust the heat, but she informed me that it was broken and so forth. So I decided to just always come to this center here at the university, and though I have to probably park a mile away, I don't mind walking. I'm used to it. More importantly, I'm really worried about finding parking, because I'm hoping and praying there is not a football game today. There will be tailgaters, there will be traffic everywhere, and no space. See what happens. So let's go. This university is now considered a top-tier university thanks to the hard work of the president. That's their gym. I took advantage of that gym when I was here, and I had lost about 30 pounds. I was really pretty. Not to mention that the athletes are in there. Talk about motivation. I mean, I don't care if I'm twice their age. They just motivate you. When you see someone in their prime of life and taking advantage of that prime, because I see a lot of overweight kids too, and that really makes me sad. But when you see someone who really, really cares about their health, it motivates you. They've built a new stadium. There's just so much added on every year, and then there's some that are closing, and here's a parking garage. Well, I have found my parking space. I tried to get some light in here because I'm going to study for a little while. I've been studying all month, so pray for me, guys. Give me some good vibes and thoughts and prayers. I don't generally get test anxiety. I really don't. I don't know. I think I've been taking so many tests for so long that it takes a lot of stamina. And so I do take advantage of their breaks. They give you like a 15-minute break, but your time is still rolling. They give you, I think, 4 hours or so for the tests. And I do take advantage of those, and I, just go walk around, stretch my legs. They don't allow you to go study, so you can't take a purse, you can't bring a phone, you can't bring food, can't bring water, can't bring anything, but they allow you to go buy something, which I don't know how you're going to do. You can't take, well, no, you can take a purse, but you have to put it away. So I may take mine. I don't know. I don't have any, maybe. I don't really get test anxiety. I hope, but I do have to, maybe I do. I don't get anxiety. I don't get scared, but I get frustrated, and I'll have to put the pencil down for a little bit. Or I do put the pencil down and think about it for a little while and just kind of cup my head and, rub my eyes and do that, do that sort of thing, and just try to forge on, you know, and then I really give myself a little pep talk, like, you know this, you will read it again, and you will read it, you will underline the important words in the question, and you will keep going. And then I do review as well, and occasionally I will change an answer. I don't change a whole bunch, but sometimes I will find a better answer. So yeah, so here I am. Let me let you go and do some studying. Alright guys, well, we're exiting the parking garage. We're still here at the university, and I'm glad I got here before the game started, but there is a lot of traffic right now because I believe there's going to be a game shortly. So you can see all of that going on there. It's pretty nice. Really nice. I'm glad it's a good turnout because the team's doing well. Football team is doing well. It's all about football. So yeah, I think I did fairly well on the test. I'm hoping that I did. I'll let you know the truth. I should do well. I'm especially anxious to take the one I'm taking next week, which is 7 through 12. So that's going to require a lot of background knowledge of English literature, Western literature, and all of that. Conversation with the lady. She was taking pictures of the university library building, and I was walking out of the library building, and I said, beautiful campus, isn't it? And she said, yes. And I said, you should see it at night. There's this statue, or this pretty much a sculpture, a piece, an art piece. There's literary text cut out of steel, and it's reflected on the entire building of the library. It's really beautiful. We started talking about education, and I told her why I was there, and I told her that I was feeling disheartened, very, very disheartened with my job this year. I mean, I really love it. I really wish the thing is, I really wish that I could do more. I wish there was a way that I could just help these children more, and I'm feeling like deficits, the gaps, as they would like to call them. Excuse me. The deficits that are evident are stemming from home, and it's just so disheartening to know that I really can't do much about that. The child is changing apartments, moving from apartments because parents can't make the rent, so they rent for 30 days at a time and then move. You know, they get the extra or the free rent for 30 days, and then they can't pay the next one, or whatever, for whatever reason they switch, or they're divorcing, or they're running away from an abusive spouse or whatnot, and the child doesn't come to school, and the child is just bringing all of that with him. That's just like, I mean, it's like a cage around his brain, and he just can't function. Or they're defiant. They're defiant because they're angry because of what's going on at home. You know, they can't find clean clothes. Mom's not there for whatever reason. Dad's not there for whatever reason. Mom's doing the best she can for whatever reason. Stepdad step in and do what dads should do. I see good, and I see, you know, people that are trying could just sit down and just make a list of the good things and the bad things that I've encountered, because I keep letting the bad things really my cognitive thinking about things, and then of course my feelings are involved and my actions follow, and it's just horrible. So I mean, that's kind of why I'm looking for alternative positions and expanding my repertoire, being able to go into other fields of education, because I don't want to be completely burned out on teaching. It's what I love, it really is. But when we have that kind of situation, admin doesn't always support your efforts. They're concerned with timelines and pacing and all of that. And it's just a reality check, so to speak. Reality has definitely hit me in the face this year in a lot of ways. And so regardless, I really feel good about the test I just took. I think it's going to help me in what I do now, and it's going to help me in the future, and so I'm excited about it. I really am. I hope that I passed it, and I'll talk to y'all in a little while. Okay, I'm going to try to get my my mind on the road here. It looks like there's a little bit of traffic coming up. Beautiful day here in Houston.